on this one, do I need to get the common denominator? I do not. So on this one, what should you do first?
28. I mean, what?
What should you do first on the number 22?
Keep.
Okay.
Change.
Do I need to get common denominators when I'm dividing and multiplying? No. But I do need to automatically leave, change, flip. So on 22, the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to leave this one. We're going to flip the sign and, no, change the sign and then flip this. All right. 25. Okay. Then, this one's a little crazy, but before I do this, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Don't try to take any shortcuts, Christian. Make sure you're watching. This will probably be a problem on a test. So don't be trying to get caught up with something else when you need to know how to do this one. And then this one is 42 over 65. And then leave, change, and flip. And that's going to be over 30. Okay. Now, isn't this going to come down to when I get these together? Like even if I multiplied this across and this across, wouldn't that come to one fraction? Yes. So now, the reason I'm telling you that, now I can take care of this. What does this tell me to do? I'm going to multiply it because I don't see a lot of things that I can reduce just yet. So I'm going to do one more step. I'm going to put 5 over 12 times 28 over 25, and then times. I'm going to flip everything in here. So leave, change, and flip the whole entire thing. It's as if I already multiplied, and I'm just flipping it. So I'm going to put 65 over 42, and then 30 over 91. Now, who has any idea why I didn't do these two first and these two first?
Because you can divide by, you probably break down all of them.
Yes, when it's all multiplication, I can break down this with this. I can go all over the place. But if I still have that division, I cannot. So again, this needs to be written down, and then we can start. So, yes.
Why do you flip the right side?
Because isn't this, well, first of all, inside the parentheses, it's leave, change, flip. So I had to do that first. But now that it's all multiplication, and it's one fraction basically over another, I leave, change, flip the whole thing. It's going to give us the same answer. So now, does 5 go into anything?
Yes.
Into what?
25.
Into 25. So I get 5 into that. 5 into that is 5. And then does that 5 go into anything on top?
30.
I can go into the 30. So that's why I want to do this. If it's all multiplication, I can go anywhere that I want. So 5 goes into 5 once, and I'm going to see who's writing this down. I'm going to come around. This should have already been written down. All right, divided into this is 6. And then I can see a 4 in this. Does anybody see a 4 in a top number? Which one?
28.
The 28. So divide by 4 is 3. Divide by 4 is 7. Okay. Oh, now look at that 7. Do you see a 7 that goes into anything on the bottom? It actually, I think, also goes into 91.
Yay.
I wonder if I should do that one.
Yeah, I go to 9.
All right, so we'll do the 42. So 7 goes into 7 once. 7 goes into this 6 times. Oh, look carefully. Do you see a 6 on the top and a 6 on the bottom? Guess what you can do with those? Cross it off as long as one is on the top, one is on the bottom. Then, it's not it. What you need to do, if you see, like I can't tell how to break this up, I actually do know, but on this one, I know a 5 goes into it. So you should break it up. 5 into 65 goes, is it 13? 13. So I know, watch carefully, I'm going to trade this out. It's kind of, when I was breaking out the factors the other day, I said you could list all the factors. It's sort of like that. I'm just going to change it to a 5 times a 13. Well, I'm going to see if 13 goes into this. So, in fact, because that's a 1, I'm going to try 7, because I know 7 times 3 is 21. So 91, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to go 13 times 7 that is 91. So this one here is, and I could do the same thing. I can cross that out, and I could make it a 7 times 13. Okay. So now do you see something that can still cross out? The what?
13.
The 13 and the 13. So that's 1. And then let's see what we've got left. We've got a 5 on the top, and on the bottom we've got a 3 and a 7. I've got a 5 on the top and a 3 and a 7. Who thinks they know the final answer?
5 over 20.
But that 7 is gone. So it's 5 over 21. And that should be it, I hope. All right. So that is the answer. So watch out for those. I could make it a regular number with small. I wouldn't have it that big on the test, but I might have something like that as a bonus. And let's go ahead and finish this one, because that could be another bonus problem. The 24. Did we do any of these on the bottom?
No.
Okay.
You just told us to do 30.
Okay. All righty. So we're going to do a couple of those, and then we're going to get to the other division. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so on this one, so on 24, who knows in this first parentheses what you should do first? Yeah, you're going to be subtracting, you're going to do the inside. So you do have to get a least common denominator. What is the least common denominator? Charlie, what's the least common denominator for 8 and 12?
Oh, you said LCM. Oh,
Okay, you don't need to be telling her.
I'm not saying.
I heard these common denominator and I got mixed up with those.
It's the same thing.
I know. My brain doesn't work like that.
So do you know the least common denominator?
Yes.
Again, how do you find out? If you don't just multiply, you can make the chart. There's a couple different ways. 8 doesn't go into 12. So the second multiple of 12 is 24. Does 8 go into 24?
Yes.
Yes, so that is it.
3 times.
Right. So this 8 we have to multiply by what to get it to be 24?
3.
By 3. And this one by what? Sam, I don't see your pencil going at all. And this one by 3. This one we have to multiply it by what?
2.
By 2. And this by 2. So we'll start with this first. So I'm going to bring this back down. I'm going to put my 16 over 33. And then 7 times 3 is 21 over what?
21
Over 24. Minus 5 times 2 is 10 over 24. All right. And then, by the way, who has their answer bank from Friday? Okay.
Only I have it right now.
A lot.
Okay, what was our last answer? 5 over 21? Make sure it was on there. It should be.
Want to get candy?
Yes, on there.
Okay, good.
All
All right, so let's go ahead and start this one over here. So inside the bracket, leave your 28 over 27. Now this denominator should be easier. Does 2 go into 14?
Yes.
So what's our common denominator?
14.
14. So this one we need to multiply by 7 and by 7.
Yeah.
So we've got 1 times 7 is 7 over 14. Is that a plus? Plus 3 over 14. And then who knows the next step that you need to do? Yeah, subtract this one and add this one. So it's going to be, I can make this a little closer in, and I can take away the parentheses. Now this is going to be 11 over 24. And then on this one, 28 over 27, and we never, when we're multiplying, make that a mixed. You leave it as improper. And this one here is going to be 10 over 14. All right. Now, if you see some things in here, I won't do it like the last one. I'll just go ahead and do this separately. Can you see anything that will cross-reduce? What goes into 1624? Something bigger. 8. 8 goes into both of those. So 8 goes into that 2 times. 8 goes into this 3 times.
And 11.
And then the 11 and the 33. So 11 divided by 11 is 1. 11 into 33 is 3. So we've just got 2 times 1 is 2 over, you're right, 9. All right. And this one I'm going to, normally I don't, but I'll go ahead and put this answer right here, and then we'll leave, change, flip it, and put it here. So does 14 go into 28?
Yes.
Yes. So 14 into 14 is once. 14 goes into this twice. And I don't think I see anything else. Right. So
20 over
20 over what?
27.
So 20 over 27. But we're going to go ahead and, you know, as long as you tell me this on a test, leave, change it to a multiplication, and then flip this. So we don't have to rewrite everything. So 27 over 20. And the 9 can go into what?
27.
Yeah. So 9 goes into 9 once. 9 goes into that 3 times. And then what happens here? Does 2 go into 20? So 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 20 10 times. And I think that should be our answer. That's the only thing left. So Fred, make sure it's on there. Okay. 3 over 10. Okay, good. All right. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We get out of here at what time? 2:20?
Right now.
No, we don't get out of here right now. All right.
You were putting like 13 minutes at least.
I know, but it's okay. I still need to. So we're not going to do that much more. So we need to do a couple of these to make sure we're getting those right. Because on the next test, you will have some multiplication and division equations. So I don't know exactly. So on this one, how do I get rid of a times 5, 6?
I still teaching.
We already did that problem.
Which ones do we still
I did
have?
that problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already did this.
So we'll do the 26 and 27. We haven't. How many of these did we do though?
We did everything.
I did 28, 29.
Yeah, we did it.
When?
Okay.
You guys just did finish.
Christian, which ones did we do on the bottom?
Well, I don't know if we did them as examples or not, but I got 28 and 29.
Well, that. Don't-
we did
30 was for homework.
We did 30 alone, 28 and 29 we did together.
Okay, 28. Oh, that's right. You had to do this one up here and this one down here. Well, let's go ahead and do the 26 and 27. So 26, how can I get rid of a times 4/7? Divide, and you can do this part right here. Divide by 4/7. Divide by 4/7. So what happens with 4/7 divided by 4/7? It cancels out to be a 1. And so now over on your paper, you've got your n left is equal to, now I'm going to let you take another step. Can I leave, change, flip at this point? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. So I'm going to put 16/21, change it to a multiplication, and flip it to 7/4. Right. And then, okay, then, can 7 go into anything on the bottom? 21. So 7 goes into that. Once, 7 goes into 21 3 times. Can 4 go into 16? Goes in once, goes into this 4. Now, I don't know if the answer bank has 4/3 or if they made it a mix.
I'm gonna check that real quick.
So it could be either of these. I think they're going to have it
I
as.
think it's 1 and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it has.
Okay.
That's what I have.
All righty. And then we're just doing one more, and then we'll go to this other assignment, which should be pretty easy. Except I don't have an answer bank, I don't think. All right. So let's look at the number 27, and then we can turn in this paper. So 27 is, if it's a n divided by 11/6, how am I going to get rid of it? Multiply by 11/6. Multiply by 11/6. Oh, this one's going to be super easy. So on 27, n is equal to, this one's simple, 1/2 times 11/6, because I can't leave, change, flip. Who knows what the final answer is? 11/12. And that should be it. Okay. So I'm going to come around, have this one ready to be turned in. Okay. And we'll get that in a second.
Is that on the Yeah, starting off.
She's not this.
She's not the brightest. It's not the orange.
I'm not the reddest fair in pack.
She's not this.
Okay, girls and boys, listen carefully. For time's sake, I'll try to get it for you in just a couple minutes. It was right here. Does anybody have the stapler?
No.
Okay, Christian.
Christian, stapler is right there.
Right
In
where?
front of garage.
This?
Christian, are you
Oh,
Right there.
Okay, excuse me. We don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, guys.
Tone it down.
Guys, be quiet.
No, have a seat right now. Have a seat right now.
No staple?
Have a seat right now.
Just stop.
Okay, girls and boys. So we were going to start on this, but because of time, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. We've got some compounded division that, because I had to go over those others, we're not going to have time for it. So here is going to be your job. Your job is going to be, it's going to be pretty simple. And since these are not the huge problems that we had on that assignment from Thursday, I'm going to allow you to do it here if you do it neatly. For example, this is number 20. Okay.
Are we doing like all of it?
Okay.
Tonight?
Yes, we're doing all of it.
Yes.
Tonight?
Okay. So I'm going to go down to the very bottom one. Okay. And I shouldn't hear anybody else talking at this time.
Are you going to want this right now?
Okay.
Are we
right.
doing tonight?
We're doing it right now. We still have time in class. All right, now what you can still do, if you go down to that last one, the F, in fact, you probably will need paper. I'm going to go down to the F. I gave you paper.
Miss York, I didn't get that.
Ma'am, it's in your packet that I just gave you. It's the last page of your packet. You should have 510.
I don't have that.
Okay, then come here and get it.
All of it?
You're not
May I
listening
go get
then.
water?
No, ma'am. You'll have to wait until we get done. Charlie, and sit in this other desk. All right, I need you to listen and stop talking so we can get done. So you're going to go over to this last page of the packet. And again, I'm going to do this 2 ways. I did give you paper. I think we are going to use paper because it honestly is going to be a mess. So on the letter F, Charlie, what would we have to do? This one. So we're going to leave. By the way, we can get rid of the sign right away. A negative divided by a positive is a what?
Negative.
Is a negative. Did I not pass it out to
You didn't
everybody?
give me one. I don't know if you gave anyone else some. You didn't give me one.
Okay. Use, it has something written on it, but it doesn't matter here. This one. Alrighty, so on this one, what's that? You can just draw a line straight through it. Alright, so on this one, again, we've already got our sign. On the R, what is the sign? Negative times a negative is a?
I thought we were on F.
Okay, but we're going to come back to it. What's a negative divided by negative? So in other words, once you have your sign, you don't need to work with it anymore. So positive divided by negative is a negative. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. So we're just going to work with the numbers now. So again, at this point, you need to do your leave, change, and flip. And you're ready to go. Yeah, I think we're going to use the other paper. Don't do any work on here. Is now, does 16 go into 48?
Yes.
Yeah, how many times? So it goes in 3 times. What goes into 9 and 21?
Oh, wait, no.
Read. Read the words from 9 and 21.
Okay. Okay, what we were doing, Natalia, listen carefully. We're working with, okay, let me finish, people. Is 16 goes into 16 once. 16 goes into 48 3 times. Right? Do you agree with that?
No, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to look at the 9. 9 does not go into 21, but if I broke up 9, that's 3 times 3. Is there a 3 in 21?
Yes.
So we can divide both of those by 3. So okay, I need you to quiet down. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. And by the way, this is why we are not going to do it. I have to take back my words. You're not doing any work on here because you're going to have all of this. But what happens with this 3 and this 3? They cross each other out. Which the only thing that you've got left is 7 over 1.
Oh, wait, what?
It's 7, right?
Which is,
Negative
okay, let me finish. Okay, girls and boys, let me finish my sentence. So we got 7, but we're bringing it back up here, which is, it becomes a negative 7. And again, just one last thing, and I'm going to stop, is remember that you can always, instead of doing it like that, you may always go, like if I see 16, I can go 16 times 3. If I see that 9, I can go 3 times 3. That 21, I can make it 3 times 7. And I can cross it off like that. And I still get that. So you can put it in factors, and you'll still get the answer. At this time, you can begin. You're finishing this page only. You may not work on the paper. I just got done saying it makes a mess.
But I can't work on paper?
No, you can work on the lined paper.
So we do all of them?
All of them on this.